welcome back to my YouTube channel, Lovely Miss Jones. So I know it's been a while since I posted a video. I haven't been as consistent with this whole vlog thing, but I'm trying and I want to do better, so I'm going to do better. But I'm here on the last day of 2018, the very last day. We made it, y'all. We made it. So as a blogger, I usually would do an end of the year blog post where I talk about my whole year, my highs, my lows, how the year went. And then I usually spend some encouragement in there. And most times I have a theme for my year. This year, I'm not sure if I had a theme, but I will say this year overall has been an amazing year. It's been really good. Of course, there were some lows, some highs and some lows. And what I will do, I think I'm just gonna briefly discuss like both of them, I guess. So I started my end of the year blog, and I'm a very detailed person. To know me is to know I'm very, very detailed. When I'm sharing something, I'm very detailed, especially in my writing. So the blog post, you know, excuse me, I'm getting over a little cold. But the blog post, it began to become a lot as I was writing. But so I was going to have notes or have the blog post, you know, as I talk. But I'm just gonna share and let it flow. Okay, so just ride this journey, ride this wave with me. All right. Well, this year, like I said, it's been some highs and some lows. One thing that I feel like I did carry into 2018, which wasn't very good. I'll call this like one of my lows. 2016, 2017 were really, really rough years for me. And I feel like coming into 2018, I kind of let go a lot of things, a lot of people. And but little by little, like towards like the middle of the year and like going towards the end, it was almost as if my past like was just creeping up on me, and those feelings or emotions was just like holding on. So I feel like I dealt with a lot of stuff emotionally, and I don't know, it just was like, I just felt emotionally drained sometimes. And then it's like with my past kind of creeping up on me, and then like current issues or things that I was going through or dealing with, excuse me, I felt like emotionally it was kind of a rocky year for me. And one of my goals were to find a new therapist, because I was in therapy, but I stopped going. But I haven't found a therapist yet. But quick plug, I'm an advocate for therapy. Mental health is very important, and we should all make sure we're in a good space mentally. So I do encourage therapy, or if you guys want to get a mentor, just somebody to talk to. So my goal for 2019 actually is to find a new therapist, and I've been on the search. Hopefully I don't fall off this entire video, but I've been searching, been looking, so I'm closer and closer to finding a therapist. So anyway, I feel like that was one of the low moments of my year. It's just because when you grow from certain things and you know you're doing better, one of the worst things is for the very thing that you've grown from, or you know, it's like just the creep back, and it's like all of those feelings and emotions just rush back, and it's like, man, I no longer want to be in that place, so why am I still feeling like it? So for me, that's one of the worst feelings. And so I can honestly say I didn't allow it to suck me back into like a place of depression or anything like that. Like I was able to overcome it, which I am super proud of. I have acknowledged it, which is a really good thing. And I'm moving past it. Like with prayer, with writing, with reading, I've been able to overcome it, but I still want to find a therapist just because I think it's important. Anyway, that was one of my low moments, and it's something that I've been thinking about heavy lately. It's just like, just because it's like, I'm really growing, and I legit want to move past certain things in my life. So that was a low moment, but like I said, overall this year has been a really great year. I'll backtrack just a little bit. If you have those feelings of your past coming back to you and you start feeling some way emotionally, you're not crazy or anything of that nature. it happens, it's life, and I feel like we all go through things like that. Everybody doesn't always speak on it or talk about it, but we all go through things in like that. So I'm a strong believer in prayer, in God. Most of you guys know I'm a Christian, so get into prayer, and find somebody you could talk to. But yeah, that wasn't the majority of my year. But I did want to start with that because I feel like a lot of people go through that, go through things that people can't see, and then they don't always know how to deal with it. But anyway, as I was saying, at the beginning of the year, how did I start the year? I feel like I started the year pretty well. One of the highlights was I decided to do my second annual Women's Health event, which was in May, and I discussed it in one of my previous vlogs, I believe, my little introduction vlog. I did discuss it, but for me that was a big accomplishment because I had thought about this idea last year, and I just thought it was just so important to talk about health holistically, not just one area, because I feel like a lot of times women or people in general, we only focus on one specific area. We only focus on one specific area or whatever, like whether it be like, oh, let's just make sure our physical health is good or make sure I'm good career-wise, and then we lack in the mental health area or our finances. So, which this year was the first year we did finances. But I just feel like we wear a lot of hats, and it's like sometimes you need that support or a push to get your life together in all areas, not just one, so that you could be beneficial and effective for other people. And so I had a team. I guess I had a team. I partnered up with a few people to do it last year, and this year I decided to do the same. And I almost thought I wasn't going to be able to do it. Doing events by yourself is a lot, but I will be honest and say sometimes when you partner up with people, it can also be difficult. And I mean, it wasn't difficult to the point where things just got completely out of hand. Absolutely not. But I just felt as if sometimes I don't always have, sometimes you have a vision, but you don't execute explaining it properly. And I had a vision, and I don't know, it was some bumps, as all events, as any project that you have, there's going to be bumps. And there were some bumps, but I knew for a fact I needed to do this. And so I just decided to partner up with someone different this year. Shout out to my god sister Adriana. I decided to start to partner up with her. One, she always helps me anything I do anyway, and two, she was trying to get her business off the ground, and so it was the perfect collaboration for the both of us. And so it was a win-win, and it was very successful. And I'm just really proud that I was able to take an idea and that God gave me and was able to execute it. A lot of times you can't do everything on your own, and I'm just glad that I have people around me that support me and want to see my plans and my ideas come to life. And so I shout out to the people who helped in that area. That was a high for me because I've always had an issue with consistency and lack of consistency, and I promised myself that I'll be consistent in my ideas, the ideas that were given to me, and that was one. And if I want it to be an annual thing, I have to be consistent and do it, and I'm glad that I was able to do it. At the event, I decided to finally launch my t-shirt line, and I must say, this was the fastest I have ever moved with any idea that God had given me. For me to move that fast was like, this is God. Like, I just felt like it was God in every area. I'm a writer, so sometimes I get, things or quotes, and it just comes to me and I write it down or whatever. So I was sitting one day and I decided to write a few affirmations or, quotes. And I said to myself, oh, these are good. Like, it's something that could help me. I've always struggled with insecurities and fear, which I am not ashamed to say because I no longer struggle with that anymore. I've been able to overcome it. So I'm not ashamed to let you guys know. So a lot of the quotes, you know, was surrounded by fear and insecurities, and how I was able to overcome it. And it's affirmations that will be able to help you to get over certain things. So I should have had a bottle of water because I feel my cough coming on, but I'm gonna keep going. So I was able to come up with these quotes, and I said, you know what, they need to be on a t-shirt. So what I did is I went to a website that actually does t-shirts, and I decided to just design a shirt myself because I was gonna go to the website. So I designed the shirts. I put pictures that I felt that I needed. It's like, you know what, when you gotta have an idea and you just know it's supposed to go a certain way. I feel like all the pieces come together. So I knew exactly how the shirt should have been designed, and I'm not a graphic designer in no way, shape, or form am I. So I dip and dabble though, I will say. But so I was able to design the shirts, but I knew I didn't want to do it from that website, and I knew I wanted a graphic designer to do it. So the graphic designer that I normally would use, he wasn't able to do it. So word of mouth, I was able to find another graphic designer, and she did exactly what I wanted. She took my designs and she designed it. She fixed it up and made it beautiful. And so I found that, then word of mouth, I found someone who actually prints shirts. And this all happened like this. All happened like that. So I reached out to the guy and I told him what I wanted, and he gave me a very, very good price. Shout out to Joy Graphics. She did my graphics. And shout out to the shirt chef. He's the one who prints my shirts. I am a strong believer of sharing. I do not have to keep the people who are used to myself because we're all in this together. I want to see everybody win. So if you need graphic designs, if you need someone to print your shirts, I just gave you information. If you're in New York, actually, designers in Philly. But anyway, so that all happened, like I said, back to back. And this is how I knew it was good. So I launched the t-shirt line at the Women's Health event. And when I tell you, like, how successful it has been like almost overwhelming. And I say this, I never want to downplay any idea that I'm given. But I will say, some things, like, you're like, oh yeah, I know this is from God, and I know I'm supposed to do this. But sometimes it's like, you don't really know how big it's going to be. You don't really know the effect it's really going to have on people until it actually happens. And that's what happened in the situation. And I was so surprised. Like, I sold so many shirts within a matter of months, and I didn't expect it. I just knew I was supposed to do it. And so I'm just glad God gave me this idea and God deposited this within me so that I was able to bless other people, because I've been receiving so many messages about how many people can relate to the sayings and how it's helped them to overcome certain things. And it's just been amazing, because what it's done for me, it's been able to do for other people. And at the end of the day, that is my goal, to be able to help people in the areas where I struggle. So I'm really, really amazed at how it's been able to help several people. And I believe it's going to be bigger. It's overwhelming, but I believe that it's going to be bigger because this is what God has for me. And this is what he told me to do. So I'm going to do it. From there, I'll keep going. That was a big thing for me. Another big thing is I also discussed it inside of my very first blog, where I applied for graduate school, I think it was last year or the year before, and I was rejected, and I was so discouraged, and I just thought that I would never go back to school. And I was actually pushed by my former boss to keep going. And I applied, and this year, in July, I found that I was accepted into graduate school. And while it was very, very exciting, and I was so excited and very grateful to have the opportunity, I was nervous because, and I'll be completely honest, like, I was never an amazing student in undergrad, like in my undergraduate career. I was never like an A student. I mean, I did my best sometimes. When you first start out, you always do your best. I can honestly admit I made a dean's list once. Once. I wasn't like a failure or anything at all, but I never did as well as I would have liked to do. I think I made this once or twice. No, once. So anyway, so I was nervous, to be honest. And I know I've grown, and of course I think that I'm intelligent, of course. But, you know, sometimes you have these doubts. Like, oh, I don't know how well I'm going to do. And I discussed in another vlog about how I was nervous about sharing and stuff. Because in graduate school, you have to talk. Like, you have to participate. And I was never really, like, the outgoing type or whatever. But I can say I'm actually loving the journey. And while I started in October, and while I only took 2 classes because it's one class is across 5 weeks, which to me is a little harder because there's so many assignments backed up into that 5 weeks. And so, but I can say I finished this semester with a 4.0. So excited, so excited, so excited. I ain't never get no 4.0 ever in life. But I'm just excited. And this goes to show, to be honest, that this was like God. Like, I'm in a place now that I can like focus. I'm mature enough to like focus and actually do my work, like pace myself. Like, I've been able to pace myself, and that's one of the things that I've also struggled with. You know what? I've struggled with a lot of things, and I want to strategically place that into anything that I say, because it's amazing how I've been able to overcome things that I've struggled with in so many areas. I've struggled with time management. I've struggled with balance and pacing myself, but I can see that I'm overcoming that. Like, even when it comes to grad school, to have all of these assignments due in a matter of 5 weeks, a final everything in 5 weeks is a lot. But I was able to pace myself. I was able to make sure every assignment was in the time that it was due or before. Like, most of my assignments I submitted beforehand, before the time that they were due. And I paced myself. I was like, I have class Saturday mornings. I'm not going out Friday nights. Absolutely not. I'm not going anywhere Friday nights. I made sure that I did my work. Like, after I got off of work, and I work a full-time job. After I got off of work, it was like, no, I'm gonna make myself go to the library and I'm gonna sit there until the library closes. I'm sorry, y'all, about the cough. I'm gonna sit there until the library closes, and I'm gonna make sure my work gets done. And if that's not enough, I'm gonna go to Starbucks and I'm gonna sit in there until they close. Starbucks closed in my area. It closes around 12. And I would legit sit in Starbucks on Saturday night. I'm doing my work. Absolutely not. I'm doing my work. And I made sure that I did everything in a timely manner. I made sure that everything was on point. If I needed to communicate with my professors, I made sure I did it, because I had to get this done. And so I'm really proud to say that I ended the semester with a 4.0. And that was all God. This is all God, because if I would have got accepted then, maybe I wouldn't have been in a place where I could focus solely on school. And you know what? It's true, because like I said, 2016, 2017 was really rough emotionally for me. And I know now, if I got accepted 2017, there was so much going on. A lot of things that people don't even know. So much stuff going on. I don't even know if I would have been able to handle school. I don't even know. And so it's like, we feel like things are going bad for us. Like, I didn't get accepted. I felt like that was one of the worst things in the world. But honestly, that was actually one of the greatest things that happened to me, because I wasn't ready. Like, I can say that year was not good for me, and I wasn't ready. And now I'm in a place where I can focus on what I need to focus on, and I could get A's on every assignment. I could do it. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm just proud. That was like one of the biggest moments for me, because I wanted to go back to school so bad. And I'm glad I have the opportunity and I'm able to do it. As it relates to work, and being that I went back to school, I got a promotion at work. I talked about that as well. Did I talk about that? Yeah, I did talk about that in my vlog. They made me do a whole interview, and I got it. Thank God. And I'm so sorry about this call. And so after that, I got the promotion. And well, prior to me even getting this, before my previous boss transitioned out, I fought for a raise. Like, I fought for a raise because I just felt like, I don't know, I just felt like I wasn't making enough money. And so I fought for a raise. And the time that my previous boss was there, I did get 2 raises. It still wasn't what I wanted and what I, wanted to make or whatever. So when I got the promotion, I got a raise, and I didn't like what they were offering me. And I said, I immediately sent the email, talked to who I needed to talk to, and there was no way. And also this year, I feel like I grew a lot in the area of speaking up for myself. Because there's a lot of times where I feel like I don't I deserve better, and I'm like, oh, I downplay it, like, oh, I'm not gonna say anything, or maybe I'm getting what I'm getting because it's just that's only what I deserve. No, like, if you know for a fact you deserve more, you need to go out and ask for more. So what I did was, this year, it was the power of speaking up for me. Like, it was time for me to speak up for me, for Crystal, and because I haven't done that a lot in the past. So I was able to do that, and I did get more. And between these last 2 situations, what I do want to encourage you guys to do is, one, about the t-shirts. When you get an idea, when something's deposited within you, and you have this burning, like, I know I need to do this, go ahead and do it. And a lot of times you have doubt, like me, I don't know how it's going to turn out. I've had doubts with every single project that I put out. But one thing about me, sometimes you want to be like, nah, I'm gonna wait. There's power in being obedient to God, one, and there's so much power in follow through. Like, sometimes you gotta just do it. And when you do it, like, so much can happen. And I feel like so much happened because I was able to just say, you know what? Forget the doubts. I know this is something I need to do. I'm gonna go out and do it. So I want to encourage, please, if you get an idea, like, just go with it. What I will encourage you guys to do is, of course, consult God. If you're a believer of God, consult God, of course. But when you know it's Him, do it. There's a blessing in it, seriously. And when it comes to speaking up for yourself, like I said, it's you know what you deserve, and things will never happen for you unless you speak. Like, you unless you speak up. And I've realized that through the years, times that I didn't say anything, and it's like I would never speak up for myself, and I'm just passing through, and I never got what I deserved because I'm just passing through because I'm too afraid to speak. I'm afraid of rejection. I'm afraid of people to say no. The worst that can happen is that someone says no. Okay, that's the worst that can happen. And so this year, I was all about, I don't care. I'm just gonna say it, and because at the end of the day, I'm gonna get what I deserve. And sometimes you don't get what you deserve unless you fight for it or speak up for yourself. So I want to really encourage you guys. This year, I realized in so many instances I've been able to speak up for myself when I haven't in the past, and that's growth. Like, that's growth. So I'm proud of that moment. I turned 30 this year. I turned 30 in August. For me, leading up into it, I was nervous, like, for real, because I felt like, man, I'm about to hit 30. That's a milestone year. I haven't done this, I haven't done that, and I wanted to be here. I wanted to have this by 30, and I'm nowhere near there. So I'm just gonna pout and be upset. Girl, no. I had to literally tell myself, girl, no, absolutely not. Like, you've accomplished so much in your life for you to sit and worry about what you haven't done. And I legit had to tell myself that. Leading up to my 30th birthday, after maybe a month or 2 before, I told myself, one, Crystal, you've done so much. Like, from the girl you used to be, if y'all knew me when, y'all would truly understand my excitement about my growth. It's like, I never believed I had anything within me. Like, when I was, like, years ago, I'm like, I don't have nothing to offer. I always felt that way about myself. It's like, I felt like I had nothing to offer. I didn't know what I wanted to do in life. I didn't know what I wanted to be. I never spoke. Like, I was legit quiet. I didn't speak. So for me to now speak up for myself is amazing. It's amazing. And so I'm just really proud of my growth. Really proud. So 2 months maybe before I hit 30, I wrote out a whole post out of faith. I wrote that I got accepted into graduate school when I hadn't gotten accepted as of yet. I wrote down that I had a successful scholarship event, hadn't even done the event yet. I wrote out that I had paid off my most expensive credit card bill, hadn't done it yet. And something else I wrote out. By the time I hit 30, I'm gonna tell y'all I was able to post that, and all of those things were done. I was able to pay off my credit card. That was the last credit card I needed to pay off. I was able to do that. I was able to bring up my credit score. I was able to have a successful scholarship event, which I will get to. And I had gotten accepted into graduate school. So one thing I will say to you guys, to encourage you guys, please be sure that you do things out of faith. Like, write things out. Sometimes you have to write it out, and it helps you to get there. Like, to be able to see that written out, I'm like, I'm gonna get there. That's gonna happen. And I believed it. Like, I wrote it, I declared it, and I believed it, and it came to pass. And so anything that you want, write it out in faith and make steps towards it. You can't just write things and just be like, okay, it's gonna happen. Like, my event wouldn't have been a success had I not done anything to make it a success. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I had not worked hard or whatever, I would not have paid off that bill had I not put effort into doing it. So of course you have to put the effort and you have to put in the work, but make sure you write things out of faith and believe that it's gonna happen. From there, I had my scholarship event. I decided to do it in August, which I'm not sure if I love the fact that I did it the day before my birthday, but I'm happy that I did it. And I had so much anxiety, and I thought it was gonna be a flop, and I thought it wasn't gonna happen the way I wanted it to happen. Something that one of my aunts told me, she always said, things don't turn out the way you want it to turn out. They turn out the way they're supposed to turn out. And every event, everything that I do, I realize that more and more, because you can want something to turn out some way, but it's not meant to be that way. And I believe that my event was a real success. And one thing that I always want to do with Lovely Miss Jones is to not only encourage people in areas where I showed, but I also want to be a tool that connects people. And I feel like at that event, that took place in so many ways. I was able to connect people to people like they hadn't met before, and they were able to go on to do projects together or work together. And to me, that's just all I want to do. I want to be that bridge that connects people to a brighter future, or that connects people to people that can actually help them to move forward in life. And for me, that was amazing to see that take place. So shout out to God. I feel like there's so much more that I need to talk about. One thing I haven't talked about much here is ministry, and I haven't talked much about ministry, but I am in ministry. I am a youth leader, and there's been some highs and lows as it relates to me being in ministry this year. I absolutely love young people. I absolutely love young adults. My area focuses more with the women and young girls. Although all in all, I want to be able to reach everyone. But I feel like I struggled a lot when it came to ministry this year. I love my young people tremendously, and I want to see them grow so bad. And I feel like there was growth this year, which was phenomenal, like amazing how much like I've seen growth. And that would be a ministry high. There was youth day yesterday in my church, and the co-youth leader, which is my god sister again, she mentioned how we had an amazing youth conference. And for me, for us, it's like, I think I just no longer want just service after service. And it's been tough because trying to do all that you do and do everything together, it's hard. But I will say, and although I make jokes about me being in ministry, but this is where God placed me, and this is where I'm gonna be. So I do think that we've made some strides this year with the youth department, and I know, you can feel something. I know for a fact that things will be better next year. And so for me in that area, I feel as if, of course I dropped the ball. which is a low. I feel like it's a low and a high. Like I dropped the ball, but I feel like a lot of times when you experience a low in an area, it teaches you something. So it's not like necessarily a loss. Like it teaches me, and I feel like it's taught me to something that came to me yesterday as I was thinking. And one of my favorite scriptures has always been Matthew 6:33. And it says, seek ye first the kingdom of God, all his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. And I feel like a lot of times we want things so bad. We want things to happen so bad, but we haven't sought God. And I think that this year is teaching me more. It's taught me, especially in the area of ministry, to seek God more when it comes to certain things, because I can't, especially in ministry, in anything that you do, we can't move without God, like knowing what he wants for us. It's like we can have our own personal ideas, but it's like, well, if he didn't put a stamp on your idea, it's not going to be successful. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like it's definitely taught me to consult him more and to look at the bigger picture, bigger picture, and not always think about all that you have going on, because at the end of the day, it's really not about you. So as it relates to ministry, I'm still excited about all that took place this year, and those who I've talked to about ministry personally, they know how I felt recently. But to be honest with you, after like prayer and all of this, I do believe that this is where I'm supposed to be. And so I am excited about the young people that are in my church. I love them. It's my little sisters, for real. And I'm so excited about their growth. And so in that area, there was a lot of highs, but personally low for me. But it wasn't a loss, I can say. It was a realization. I would say that instead of a low. It was a realization like, yeah, Crystal, consulting God is something that you need to do. So as we ended our last youth Sunday of the year, it was amazing. Like, it was really good. And I feel like some seeds have been planted, and we'll see the growth. And so I'm excited about that. I feel like this video has become very long, and I didn't intend for it to be this long. So I'm gonna end it soon. But there were, I feel like, a lot more highs. Anyway, one thing that I want to discuss that has been on me heavy, and especially when I say the whole thing about consulting and the whole thing about God, it's like lately I've been feeling so overwhelmed, and I can tell you guys, I had a day. Today has been a day, last day of the year, and then while I'm really excited about all that took place and all that's going to take place in 2019, I had a day. Like, I've been overwhelmed. And the thing about me is I get overwhelmed when there's a lot going on, and I can't figure out what I need to do. Like, all right, too much is going on, so I'm gonna be like, I'm a back up, I'm a chill. And I realized that I do it so much. And so I was sitting between last night and today, and it was like, we want growth and we want things to happen, but all the tools will be right here. All the tools are literally right here. Like, God will literally place everything there. But because we see so much, we're like, hold up, I don't know where to start. I'm good, I'm gonna back up. And I do that a lot. And that's where, and God had to tell me, you need to consult me. I've given you all the tools possible, but because it seems like it's so much, you don't want to do anything. And and I can tell you guys a small thing. Like, for me, it's like certain areas I want to grow when it comes to my business and when it comes to my relationship with God. And in years past, I always thought that I had to separate the two, but God's been showing me that I don't. And I never want to offend anyone if they don't believe what I believe, but I'm here today. I have the organization that I have. I've done the projects I've done because of God, and I'm not going to not express that or not show people that. So God's been slowly showing me how to incorporate the two or whatever. So there's a lot of people that I've been listening to, a lot of podcasts and all of that jazz. One in particular, Tatum Tamia, wait, Tatum is her name. Yeah, Tatum Tamia, Blessed and Bossed Up podcast. And I actually went to a conference years ago, not hers, but someone else's, Haley McKenzie. She did a conference, and it was, I can say, the first conference that I went to that was about business, but faith in God was in that thing. And it was that event that was like, girl, God was like, girl, you see this? You could do it. And it was so powerful. When I tell you it was so powerful, I got my life spiritually, and I got my life business wise. It's like so many gems were dropped, and it was like, and so I'm on that path or whatever. But so I purchased all of these, like, I purchased some books because I felt the need to purchase the books. I really felt God pulling. And I'm like, but God told me to revisit this other book that I've been reading. And I'm like, okay, so I got this book, I have this journal I need to work on, and this journal, I have this thing I need to work on. And I'm like, this is too much material. So I've kind of been like, hold up, I can't do all this at one time. So because I don't know what to do, I'm gonna back up. And so God was like, yo, you need to consult me, and I can tell you exactly how to do everything at once. And sometimes we feel like we can't do everything, balance. But when we consult God, he'll tell us exactly how to do it. And so this year has really taught me that in all that you do, I have to consult God. Like, I can't. God is the one who has given me every idea. He's given me every project. He's even given me the people that I'm supposed to reach. I cannot reach these people. I cannot be effective in anything that I do without acknowledging him first. So that means I need to consult him first and ask him exactly how he wants me to do what he told me to do. Sometimes he makes it clear. Sometimes you go through a waiting season where you're like, okay, I'm gonna trust you, and I'm gonna just wait for you to show me how to do it. And I feel like I've learned that so much this year, and I'm grateful because honestly, I was a little shy girl who didn't know how to say anything, didn't even know she had purpose, and I've come into my purpose for real, and I know exactly what I'm supposed to do, and to be able to stand and say, man, I've literally had how many events? I had a blog launch party. I've had four scholarship events. I've been able, with the help of my supporters, I've been able to help 12 young people. I give away 12 scholarships. I couldn't do that on my own, like in my own strength. Like, that was God, and that was the help of the people that he placed around me. And so I'm extremely grateful. After those four scholarship events, I've done 2 mental health events. That's 7 events, and that's big for me. That's big. I know it's not much for the people who out there who up here and y'all been doing it for years. It's a lot for me. Even in the 4 years, sometimes I feel like, man, I ain't do much in 4 years. Girl, you've done a lot. And it's like a lot of times we focus so much on what we haven't done, what we don't have, till we kind of like block out all of the accomplishments and all the good things, all the blessings that we've truly had. And this year, like, I was able to actually sit and focus on Crystal. Like, God's really blessed you. Like, no, you're not in a place where you want to be. I'm not gonna admit that. Sometimes I'm like, man, I want better. I want more. And that more is gonna come. But sometimes you're like, man, my situation right now don't look right. My surroundings, it ain't looking good. Like, my inner man, like my emotions ain't looking right. And sometimes like we have that inner struggle. And I've had that. Like, sometimes I still have that. Seriously, but you have to sit and really think about how blessed you are. And I have to really sit and think about how blessed I am this year and how much God has pretty much, like, he's taken me to a new level. Like, seriously, my level of confidence now, and I say that because I was so insecure. I didn't think I was much of anything. I didn't like the way I looked. I was very self-conscious, and I'm to a place where sometimes it creeps up, but I'm to a place where I'm gonna be me. I'm sorry, you don't like me? Okay, moving right along. Like, I'm to a place where, and and none of the things that I say is to brag about who I am, or because to be completely honest, I have a ways to go. But sometimes you do have to be like, wait a minute, girl, you grew so much, and it's like, I'm just excited, and I'm overwhelmed and like grateful for the growth, because I can finally be Crystal and be okay with being Crystal. It was a time I was just not okay with being myself, so I wasn't saying nothing. I was shutting down. Like, I not talk to you? No, I don't want nobody to know who I am. Now, no problem. I'm gonna be me. I'm just to a place where my confidence level is different, so I can express my accomplishments. Before, even when I started Loving Miss Jones, there was a time where I didn't want to talk about what I did. I'm like, people gonna think I'm conceited. When I was younger, people thought I was conceited, and I didn't even care too much about myself. And I'm like, people gonna think that I'm up here. I can't talk about what I've done. I can't. Nah, I'm gonna talk about it, because I'm not helping myself. I'm not only helping myself. When I talk about it, I do help myself, but I'm helping somebody else who's been in the same place as me. People who didn't believe in themselves, people who didn't think that they have anything to offer. I'm helping somebody else, because I can share with you guys. I've been there, and look where I am now. Like, no, I'm not extremely known, but I will be. And I can say that confidently, because I now know what I possess. I now know my purpose, and I know that I'm gonna walk boldly into that. You know, sometimes you still have those doubts, but I'm going to walk into what God has given me. And I want to just encourage you guys to do that. In 2019, I wish you guys prosperity, blessings, all that. But one thing I really want you guys to do is really understand your purpose, and really walk into it. Like, all the things that you've been given, like, don't sleep on it. Don't just say, you know what, I'm gonna put that, it's too overwhelming, I can't do it. Do it. I've been there where I'm like, God, you gave me this idea. Like, what I'm gonna do with this? Who am I? I can't carry that out, but I did. So I just want to encourage you guys to go in a direction of growth. Whatever it is that you've been given, do it, man. Do it. Like, do it. Like, you don't understand how much it'll free you, like, and how much it'll open your eyes when you do what you think that you can do. Like, my very first event, I was like, first of all, I have been writing in undergrad, and I'm like, I don't want nobody to see this. See what? Like, I'm just writing my feelings, like, and it was just impressed upon me to blog, and I'm like, okay, I'm blogging regularly. Then it was like, yeah, nah, you gotta buy your domain. Like, pay for this? Then it was like, nah, you gotta have a launch party. Nah, you have to. And it was something that I had to do. Had I never had my launch party this 4 years, none of this would have happened. And sometimes we question our ideas. I question, like, a launch party. What am I launching? I've been writing for quite some time. Like, I was only writing for maybe a few months. But it was like, you've been writing. Like, why? And I'm like, nah, it's bigger than just me. It's bigger than just my feelings. It's bigger than this. Like, this is bigger than me. And I didn't know at the time, 4 years ago, I didn't know that Lovely Miss Jones would become a movement. And it's a movement, like, legit a movement. And everybody doesn't see it now. It took me a while to see it. So, but it's a movement. At the end of the day, all I want to do is help people grow. I want to help people become successful. I want to help people realize who they are, and I want people to realize that their story and their journey is not just for them, it's for somebody else. And I really had to realize that, like, all the things that I went through, it wasn't just for me. Yeah, I'm growing from it, absolutely, but it was for somebody else. Like, I never get tired of receiving messages from people saying that this has helped me to grow. Like, I went through that too. I never get tired of that, because it's just, to me, it's amazing. Like, I get amazed, like, man, my little self, like, my little words. And I know it's all God. I know it's not me, it's all God. And so I just want to encourage you guys, for real. Like, anything that you've been given, any idea, like, that you have, do it, for real. Like, somebody will really be blessed, and it's going to, in turn, bless you. And I have a lot of things that I need to work on, of course, but I'm in a place where I'm ready. And it's like, you know, a lot of times we acknowledge certain things in our lives and it's like, I ain't dealing with that. Nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good. I'm in a place now because God really has helped me. Like, I'm in a place where I'm receiving it. Yeah, I need help, but I'm gonna receive that. And I'm the type of person, I don't like to ask for help. I do not. Like, I even had a team and I'm like, let me hold on. I don't like asking for help, but I'm in a place where it's okay to need help. You can't do everything by yourself. You can't, and I now know that I can't do everything by myself, and I'm just extremely grateful. And I'm excited about 2019. Not just for me, but for you guys. And so in 2019, yes, I have plans. I don't believe in always putting the plans out there yet, but some things you can. And I want to be more consistent. And when it comes to the vlog, I started doing it because I've been thinking about it for a while, like doing video vlogs or doing a podcast. And at my youth conference this summer, the preacher, he asked me, he's like, do you have a vlog, a podcast? And I'm like, no. He's like, you have a blog? And I'm like, yeah, I have a blog. And he told me, he's like, God wants you to go bigger. He wants you to do more when it comes to that. And like either a vlog or a podcast. And me, out of at the time, I just was like, yes, like, and I did it out of obedience. I'm like, oh, I'm starting my vlog next week, not having everything in place, but I feel like this is a step to where I'm going. And I don't believe in sharing every prophecy. I don't, but that's something I wanted to share because sometimes in your yes, even though when you feel uncomfortable, I was so uncomfortable talking on camera, guys, like so uncomfortable, like. And this video right now is like 40 something minutes. Like, I used to be so uncomfortable with sharing. Like, I didn't always like the way I look, so I would be like, this face on camera, absolutely not. Like, I'm not built for this. I used to say I don't talk much. I'm not built for this. But slowly but surely, God is putting the pieces together, and my yes is going to lead me to where he wants me to go. And so I just want you guys to say yes to your process. Say yes to the ideas. Say yes to anything that's deposited inside of you. Let 2019 be the year of the yes. Ooh, there we go. 2019 will be the year of the yes. Because we so quick to say no because things get so overwhelming. Nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good. No, it'll be the year of the yes. So whatever it is that God desires, God requires out of us, allow it to be the year of the yes. So go forward, guys. And I want to wish you guys a happy, happy new year. I will do a blog. I will post my blog anyway. Because some people read, some people watch videos, so I'll do both. It won't be as long as this. But happy new year, everybody. I really hope you guys stay safe tonight, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful 2019. Allow it to be the year of the yes. No more sitting on our ideas, no more sitting on things that have been deposited in us. It's the year of the yes. Accept who you are. A lot of times we figure out who we are, like, man, that's my purpose? Man, that's what I possess? Man, that's too much. Nah, man, accept it. Say yes. Say yes. So certain things in my life, I've kind of been like, but now I know, gotta be the year of the yes. It's time for me to say yes to certain things. And it's funny because a couple of weeks ago, someone asked me to do something that's a little bit out of my comfort zone. And I said, yes, no hesitation. And I believe my yes, it's gonna get me where God has me. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys watch all the way through. Thank you guys for watching, and you'll get more of Lovely Miss Jones in 2019. So much more. I'm sure there were a lot more I could have shared, but maybe I'll include that into the blog rather than make this video any longer. But I appreciate all of your support. Make sure you share, like, comment. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and blessings.